Okay, so now it's May 2nd, 2022. This is just a little Amari side dish. You know, for a lot of people, it's unimportant, doesn't mean nothing for them, they couldn't care less, right? For people like me, well, plus I'm trying really hard not to have that cloud of depression engulf me to the point where I want to shut down. Because, you know, that's part of what gang stalking and the targeting of an individual is all about. The more they can have you self-doubt yourself, feel insecure, be afraid, be petrified, feel hopeless, just a whole swath of negative feelings, the stronger and the more empowered they become. That's why they're on the mountain and you're climbing up, grabbing onto rocks. And if you noticed, ever since I moved into this yard, I've been working with nothing but rocks, people. So, you know, so I'm really trying hard just to, like I tell Andre, get in touch with reality in the here and the now for the moment. Okay? You know, one moment. It's not even one day at a time. It's taking one moment at a time. And I'm trying to just push the negativity away from me. But, you know, the wheels are turning. I'm like, okay, well, if you get your $2 million, see, so much for Amari's side dish, eh? It's so much for staying focused, eh? But, you know, it's so important, though, in terms of, you know, what is the point of trying to feed Amari if we're being pushed into a 10 by 8 box? Because that's the only thing that's affordable. And when we get there, 9 times out of 10, we're going to be abused because we're poor. That's a given, people. Okay? So it's not just downsize, get rid of your shit, be happy, and live in a box. It's also be prepared to be abused by the one that lords over you, over the that stands on the mountain. Okay, I'm just, right? Either or, you're going to get lorded over, right? And chances are, in this day and age, especially, you're not going to get much love. And you're not probably going to get treated very well, right? And it doesn't matter where it's coming from. Although, you know, there are hot spots, okay? In terms of, like, when I leave this house, I don't want to rent from another Punjabi. I just don't, people. I already told Tisha, I just can't. I just can't. I don't know what that's going to leave me because the majority of the houses out here are owned by Punjabi people. Okay? But, you know, it's from one house to another house to another house, coming in with the same kind of fucking mentality. Right? You know, it's not even about the same family as it is about the same temple with the same mentality, with the same fucking gurus running the shit. Okay? So in the meantime, I'm just trying to not think that far ahead and be racist, even though I'm amongst racist people. Because racism fuels this shit on. And there are certain individuals who are targeted in British Columbia, Canada, for illegal organ harvesting, for child trafficking, for prostitution. And that's white people, that's black people, and that's native people, and that's mixed people. Okay? They're being specifically targeted. And they're being targeted from more than one direction. Okay? You think this is over with? Hell no. It's just begun, people. And when my landlady sells her house, she's going to take $500,000 of that $2 million, people, because she probably bought this house for $650,000. So she's doubling her money. She's more than doubling her money. And she'll take another $500,000 and buy another rundown bungalow, replace a few windows, right? Maybe put in this crappy flooring, okay? And that's it. and then just start the process all over again with another family that's going to be paying 3 times more than what they should be because of the corruption in the housing market. This is how people are making money. Tisha's in the market of looking for a house, right? So, whatever. I said, good for you, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she said she spoke to one Punjabi woman, and she said that Punjabi woman told her to do it like this. Buy a house and sell it in a year, and you'll make lots of money. Or you can rent it at market value in terms of what all the other landlords in the neighborhood are renting their houses for. And because the governments, federal and the provincial governments, are coughing up all this money to house all these immigrants, whether they're from Syria, whether they're from Afghanistan, whether they're from freaking Ukraine, wherever they fucking come from, not to mention all these students, in a whole bunch of male students coming over from India and China and places like that, and stacking and packing them in these little houses, right? So that they can meet that $3,000, $4,000 rent quota. It just takes up more housing, right? But, it's either the rich parents from India are paying for that, or it's the federal government paying for all these immigrants, right? And these landlords, they know it. So they raise the rent every 2 months, right? Right? I rented a whole house. I didn't rent 6 bedrooms. I rented a whole house, right? But you see now, they've got 2 bedrooms renting for $2,200 a month. $2,500, $2,800 a month. They've got 4 bedrooms renting at $3,500 a month. They want $4,500 a month for this place. And I guess if they can't get it, they're going to sell it. And then they'll go buy another one and start fresh with new suckers, basically. Whether they're immigrants being propped up by the federal government with subsidies and the provincial government with subsidies, then told not to go to work. But don't worry, after a year, we'll set you up in your own business, and we might even get you going on your own fucking house. But not families like mine. Hell no, we're slated for something else. We're targeted through the healthcare system. We're targeted through the school systems, right? We've seen that with Shmei for sure, but all my other kids too, already talked about that, right? We're targeted through the social services system in terms of that safety net, right? We're just, right? Because we're white, or we're black, or we're natives, or we're mixed, okay? That's it. That stems from racism, people. That's far and beyond prejudices and bigotry. Okay? There's no escaping it. And that's what makes me depressed. Because it's not just like the good old days. Okay, it's time to move. Fine. I'll pack up and I'll go find something that's reasonably affordable. And I'll try it again. And I'll hope I'll get a good fucking landlord. But I'm looking at $4,000 a month for something similar than what I've got now. After I leave this place, that's why they've been trying so hard to kick me out. But they already own 3 or 4 other houses. They sold one last year, 2 years ago or whatever it was, right? Apparently they had, I don't know, it kind of came out of nowhere. So I'm really wondering if it's true. But the reason that they haven't been fixing this place is because I guess they had a shack in another one of their houses. City shut it down and they had to pay $60,000 for repairs. So therefore, that was the reason not to fix it for me and my grandkids and my kids. So we had to suffer. We had to pay the price for that because we weren't willing to pay $4,000 to get the repairs done in a timely manner. Well, they took their $60,000 and invested it into another house that they own after it got trashed by probably white people and a few mixed in there of other ethnic heritages, right? But you know how it goes, right? Right? Got to pick on somebody, got to blame somebody, right? And they're probably renting it out now for $4,000 a month. And once they sell this one, they're going to fucking want to top it off with another one. And because they made, oh my God, $1,350,000 fucking profit on this place with very little repairs, might I add. It's nothing for them to take another $250,000, $500,000 and slap it down on another house, old broken down house. Do a little of this, a little of that, and just ignore the rest, and then have somebody move in and go through what I went through all these fucking years for them to get even more richer. Right? That's the cycle, people. That's what they teach their kids. So when you come to me and you say we're teachers, I know exactly what you teach your kids because I live the fucking program. And it's not like I can go to another house. If you want me to move, then make it so that it's affordable within the economy where people can move. Instead of creating 10,000 homeless people from block to block to block to block to block as you fill up the fucking houses with freaking immigrants that don't even belong here and don't work. And then start selling drugs as they take taxpayers' money to buy mopeds with. Running around on their little moped, kingpin fucking drug dealers sitting up on disability that came from Caesarea. Okay. That's your choice of tenant? Okay. Only because they can pay. If they couldn't pay you, treat them like me. And then you'd go after their kids. How am I not supposed to be depressed, people, when I know what's going on? And there's no escaping. As if I got energy to fight anyone in the near future after they sell this house. But you know I'm going to get bullied. You know I'm going to get attacked. You know I'm going to get thrown out. Right? You know I'm going to get bad attitude. Right? You know I'm going to get abused. And I'm trying not to think about it and worry about it before it even happens. Coming to the realization that there really aren't that many good people in the world. Period. Point blank. Period. And that I just better brace myself when that freaking time comes. Right? So anyway, I'm going to attempt to try this. Amari's little side dish. With some chicken. Amari is actually extremely strong. His grip, when he grabs and hangs on to you, holy crumb. Tisha said, oh my God, he's so strong. She cut his hair yesterday. I said, yeah. But of course, I don't get no acknowledgement for that. No, of course not, because that's not the fucking agenda now, is it? No, it's not. Do you see how it stems out and you get gang stalked from everywhere else? So it's not just, oh, you're losing your house, you're facing homelessness, and I'm not kidding people. Like, what do they expect me to move into? A mouse-infected, freaking cockroach, bedbug-infested, freaking two-bedroom apartment for $1,700 a month? Yeah, okay. I don't think so. And it's not like they're making houses affordable because they're exploiting the situation so that they can get rich as a collective. And that's why they own everything and run everything as they abuse those below them like pieces of garbage. And then when you call them out on it, they get mad and they start accusing you of abusing them. Yeah, okay. Like, it's stupid. I don't want to be mad. I don't want to be depressed, people. Right? I just don't. So we're going to taste this. Let me get a pair of scissors. I got the 2 cases coming. So we'll see. We'll see if he even likes it. I don't want to really do anything with it other than put it in with the chicken. Because as it is right now, I can tell it's too soupy. Needs to be a little thicker than that. Right? I can afford to feed my family and not worry about food. And my landlord is pulling out the rug from underneath my feet so that I can fall flat on my fucking face. And all that happens is she gets richer. And I get closer to becoming homeless. One time she says, well, go to the government. That's the government's responsibility. Right? Sign up with subsidized housing. I said, you do realize I am suing the government, right? It's bad enough that I have to take this stuff from them for Amari and diapers and that kind of shit, right? Because I don't like it, but the last thing I'm going to do is live in a subsidized house, have them in there with their spyware, abusing me as I'm trying to hold them account to the heinous crimes that they facilitate through their employees. So, I don't know. It kind of tastes like pumpkin pie. Kind of. It's not really that good. Because it's meant for a feeding tube. First. And then you can try and feed them. If they'll take it. So. Right? I want to do a bit of sewing, but I'm expected to pack up. I want to continue working on the nonprofit paperwork, but I'm expected to pack up. I want to, do as much as I can for court, but I'm expected to pack up, right? I'd like to grow some vegetables and have access to the grapes for Amari and the plums and the apple tree down the road, and continue, making the apple sauces for my grandson and, grow some food so that I don't have to, go without because of the cost of food in the grocery stores, but I'm expected to pack up and get out. I wanted to do some positive things with my grandson and his little friend, right? In terms of like the rocket stove and the solar oven and teach him tools and that and fix up the yard and, do a couple of little things out in the front with maybe, like I said, the DJ equipment, but I'm expected to pack everything up and get the fuck out, okay? Okay. And knowing what I know. I'm blackballed within the Punjabi community. I can almost guarantee you that. You don't think the Pitbull ain't talking bad about me to all his buddy boys? Oh, ho, ho, ho. So that anytime I go to any fucking doctor or any of those kind of people or anywhere I go, if I run into a Punjabi, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen to me, people. I'm serious. And it's not paranoia. It's far from from paranoia. It's called fucking reality. Because it's not about human beings. It's about money, 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 money. More money, more money, 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 money. A mountain of fucking money. So what's fueling this? Fear? Am I just fearful, people of the future? Is that it? Not that I don't have any reason not to be fearful, but why can't I just let go of this fucking god-awful scourge that smothers me? It's like a scourge. I'm not putting anything in this. I'm going to see if he eats it without anything in it. I personally don't necessarily like it, but there's chicken in here now, so maybe it will change taste. Because I want to give him more meat to build on his muscles, right? Because he doesn't, he needs, I don't know. It's not bad. The chicken is mild, it's soft. It kind of tastes like bland pumpkin. Here's what it tastes like, bland pumpkin. With mild spices in it. I don't know what to add in here to make it more flavorful, other than maybe a little bit of a bouillon cube or something. Like like a little sprinkle of a seasoning, like a gravy, something. Right? They want me to give them 2 pouches a day. That's too much. I want to work on Amari's side dish cookbook, but I'm expected to pack up and move out. Just rip my life apart and fucking throw out 3/4 of it to accommodate other people getting rich. That's all it's about, people. Nothing more, nothing fucking less. As they build all these places, it kind of makes you wonder how people can afford all this shit. And there's only so many jobs. Good paying jobs, that is. But then when you bring in tens of thousands, tens of thousands, tens of thousands, tens of thousands, tens of thousands of immigrants, and then prop them up with federal and provincial subsidies to pay their fucking rents or whatever it is that they're slapping down for housing, then it's a great money laundering scheme as they traffic basically human beings. And then it goes into the illegal organ harvesting when my family gets completely decimated. And I'm not supposed to get depressed. You see, if I was blind to it, ignorant to it, naive to it, stupid to it, ignored it, then it wouldn't bother me. But because I live it, I have lived it, I've seen it, I've had enough time to freaking use my critical thinking skills to figure it out as to why it's happening. It's enough to drive you freaking mad almost. Like, not mad angry, but mad is in, crazy mad. Because you're helpless to do anything about it because the corruption is just too wide and far, people. It's too big. It's too heavy. It's too deep. It's too ingrained. It's generational. And of course, they won't take any kind of responsibility because that's not where they put their self-esteem. The self-esteem is in terms of the cash on hand and the assets that go along with it. And the family as a whole with their cash wealth and their assets as a whole. That's why in India, there's such a thing as called a caste system, where the rich live over there and the poor ones that clean the toilets and all that kind of shit live over there. And then people are treated accordingly. Well, they brought that mentality over here when they started immigrating to this country. And they passed it down from generation to generation as they paid off politicians to fuel corruption and embed the trafficking of body parts and the whole 9 yards. So that they can live long and prosperous lives because they work so hard. They forget everything else that they did to get where they got to, right? That's insignificant. Because it's not about personal responsibility, it's about personal wealth. By any means necessary. So, I don't know. I can't let fear shut me down. And I'm very close just to shutting down right now. I just want to curl up on the couch and forget it and call it a day. But that's how it begins, right? Right? I can't do that. If I'm tired, yeah, I'll rest. But I've got to do something. So I'm going to turn this off, and then we're going to go take it to Amari, and we're going to see if he eats it. Okay? Hold on. Okay. You ready? Yeah? Ready to try this? Huh? And you're looking spiffy. You're looking spiffy. Mr. Spiffy. Ah, you're looking like a little boy. I have to make some bibs, people. I was kind of looking forward to it. Right? I'm working on clearing off my sewing table and moving the paper elsewhere. Okay, there's lots of things I can say, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to get mean. I don't want to say mean things. You know, it's fight or flight. Let's see if you like this. I have to make sure it's warm. Huh? Not hot. What do you think? I know it tastes different, doesn't it? You don't like it, do you? He goes like this. Can you see? He's going like this. What do you think? Maybe more? Yeah, you're going to be okay with this? Nana, I don't know. I have to get a little... It's different, isn't it? You can taste it, eh? It's not hot. It's just warm. There's chicken in this. Nana wants to build up your muscles. Yeah. Lean meats are good for that. Yeah. Lean pork, lean chicken breast, lean turkey breast, just lean meat, or even meat in general. So for something like this, if I could mix meat in with this, because this is vegetarian, right? So if I could get into a system where I can actually mix this up with meat like I'm doing right now, you know, at least once a day, right? You know, that might help with muscle building. Okay, here you go. Because he's eating it, so, you know, that's what's important here. Yeah? It's okay? What are you doing? Oh my God, you're scaring me. Stop it. Nana's nerves are fried. I got fried nerves right now. Okay, I'm too stressed out. I'm running on overdrive of fear. Okay, and you're bouncing around. Okay? Okay? Gotta have that heart of steel. And Nana's heart of steel is kind of broken right now. It needs to go for repairs. Yeah. Yeah. There's a big crack in it. Yeah. So we don't want it to fall apart. Right? So it's working. So now we know this other box I should be getting this stuff in the next day or two. I should be getting this stuff in the next day or two. So now I just got to figure out what I can combine it with. So obviously chicken is good, right? I mean, you can put it in with potatoes. I can add other flavoring in there as I go about with things. Like, you know, I can sprinkle gravy, seasoning, and depending on what I'm doing for him, right? Like, say if I wanted to do potatoes or something. Because to give this to him in that amount, because that was only half the pouch, right? And you can see it's a full bowl, okay? That was only half a pouch. That, you know, 4 times a day is too much. You know, doesn't, and it's only 300 calories or something per pouch. So it doesn't even give off a lot of calories, right? I can get 300 calories with 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds. Serious. If you're looking for calories. And hemp seeds are healthy. So, you know, that's what I mean. I have to sit down at the computer and start working on Amari's cookbook and start, you know, putting what I've been doing down on paper with the calorie count on it, right? But, you know, now I'm being, you know, nagged at in the head here, right? You gotta get out, you gotta get out, you gotta get out. We'll fix that house, you know, over there that had leaky pipes and did this and did that, and we'll fix that house over there and spend $60,000 on that house over there, and, you know, because it was shack, and but we won't fix underneath the kitchen sink. Like, how does that make even any sense, people? Like, how? It's almost like they hate me. That's how I'm starting to see it. Well, they must fucking hate me. For what? For what, people? For what? Right? For what? For standing up for my family? Because they're being picked off one by one? Being injured at the time of their birth? What do they do with their disabled children? Do they even have disabled children? You have to remember, Amari was intentionally injured at the time of his birth. He just wasn't born this way. Okay, but of course you can't find a lawyer out here because that's not what they do out here, right? It's not like the United States, people. Okay. But you know, I'm starting to wonder what they do with their own kids that come out disabled for whatever reason. Which is some of the mentality that I come across. You know, in terms of loving your child for your child, not because they can produce something, create wealth. So I'm bitter. I don't want to be bitter. Okay. Well, we'll work with this stuff for a while, and then eventually, as Nana figures out your little cookbook, I'm going to see if I can create something similar, I guess, with my pot and the food that I got before I have to pack it up. Right? See? I'm bitter, right? I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to be scornful. I don't want to be vindictive. I don't want to be hateful. I don't want to be spiteful. I don't want to be vengeful. I don't want to be jealous. Do you see all these negative emotions? If that's not loosh harvesting, I don't know what is. No, Nana puts that on you because you get gooey sometimes. Okay? I have to make him some bibs. But there's only so many hours in a day and I can only do so much at one time. So I'm working on clearing out the sewing table. So hopefully soon. I refuse to buy them on Amazon when I figure I can make them. Right? I'm not going to spend $30 for 6 bibs when I can probably take a night and make 20 bibs for $2 in terms of miscellaneous fabric around the house. Right? Yeah. I was so trying hard to be positive with just selling off a few things and working in the yard and, trying to be a good role model and, not only for Andre, but for the people in the community and, be proactive and be friendly and be happy and, be hopeful. Oh, I was trying so hard to just stay on that track, and I got derailed so fast, so quickly, people, you don't know. Look at this. Here we go. Yeah? Okay. Now, because it kind of tastes like a pumpkin, right? As if it was a pumpkin pie, you could, put in maple sugar with some cloves and some nutmeg. There's probably already nutmeg in here because I kind of can taste it, or at least I think I do. I can kind of smell those, allspice, nutmeg, cloves, but just not a lot, right? Because it, it's, I don't know. Definitely squashes in this. You like this? Okay, well, then we'll start with 1 pouch a day for sure. Look it. No. I'm not in the mood for you to get dirty, man. You create a lot of laundry. Stop it. Okay? You create a lot of laundry. Yes, but your Nana, she still loves you, so don't worry about it. It's okay. It's not your fault. It's not anything that you did to yourself. No. So now it's just a matter of gathering up a list of things that I can blend this in with. I still get a little nervous feeding him sometimes because of, God forbid if he gets backed up and that's where that heart of steel has to come in. In other words, I wouldn't mind giving him meat, 2 times like this throughout the day, right? Because that, I think, would be really beneficial for his muscles. Well, it is. It's not, I think. It is. That's the point. I just don't know how his body would digest it. Beef is the one that's the most constipating, though. Right. So anyway, we started. Seems to work. Yeah, you like it. Because you're not really picky boy, right? I made chili the other night. He even ate the chili. That one I ran through the blender, though. The little blender that I have. And it was a little hot, and he ate it. Chili spice on it. He ate it. Mind you, I took some of those dehydrated vegetables and I cooked them up, then I grinded them up, and then I put in the chili. So it wasn't all chili, there was a bunch of mixed vegetables in there as well. And dehydrating mixed vegetables and then rehydrating them and cooking them is fine. It works out really good, people. I'm pretty impressed. Yeah. So I could do this again, I guess, in 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. And what else can I mix it with next time? Right? I have to experiment. you could mix the next batch in with a vegetable, right? A different kind of vegetable, like shredded carrots, for example, right? Or, you know, something like that, just to give it a little more structure, right? And then he'll eat whatever we're eating. All right. I have to stay focused on what I'm working on. I'm serious. I'm on a short stick. Right? Getting my act together with this stuff is important. Look, where are we? There, you see, he ate most of it. In terms of having it all typed out and everything, getting a system down. Something that's, you know, just written down so that you know exactly what you're doing in terms of calorie count. Because if that thing, I will just say 300 mil. Oh God, I have to look at it. I'm going to write it down. I'll look at it. And next time I sit down in front of that computer, because I haven't been back to it yet, I'm going to open up a page. And I'll start writing down methods on how to incorporate this into his diet with a general calorie count. So you see, I get pressure there, right? And then Tisha was mentioning to me that I guess somebody at the feeding team was telling her that if I was to read Amari's files, I'd probably get mad. I said, Tisha, why did she say that? She said, well, because she said the way she has to write things down sometimes, you know, in order to get approval for this stuff, isn't necessarily anything I would like. So it puts me, it sounds like, in a bad light, right? See? Do you see how gang stalking works? It comes from all different directions, right? So if they want to come in and sock it to you, they can. Okay. Well, now we know he likes it, right? Now it's just a matter of getting creative with it, right? And using it. We'll be getting the box coming in the next day or two. Yeah, good boy. And I'm going to do 1 pouch a day for sure, because I give him other things too. Like, I take whole bran, I soak it in milk, I mash it, I put almost up to a tablespoon of coconut butter, which is high in calories, and it's tasty. And then I take, at least probably about a tablespoon of hemp seeds, which is high in calories and very nutritional, and I mash it. And I may or may not add honey to it, depending, right, which is another 60 calories if I do at least a tablespoon. Or I'll use organic maple sugar just to sweeten it up a little bit, right? Or I'll just give it to him as is and he eats it. What the calorie count is on it? Well, it's probably pushing close to 300 calories by the time I'm done, just because of the coconut butter and the hemp seeds, right? But I don't know the exact calorie count. That's where I need to sit down at that computer before I pack it up and have no place to unpack it to, right? It's one thing packing it up, it's another thing unpacking it. Right? Who cares if I have a life and I have responsibility? That's insignificant. Doesn't create wealth, right? All day I'm going to be bitching. All day, people. All day I'll be bitching to myself. That's what's going to end up happening. You know, talking it out, right? You know, versus brooding with it, right? I don't want to brood. But then I also don't want to harp on it either, but it's kind of hard not to when you are like wrapped with fear. Wrapped and you're paralyzed with fear. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of that fucking bandwagon, man. So why the hell would I want to move into another Punjabi house after I leave this house? Like, seriously. You need to ask yourself that question. Why? I'd be dumb to do it. And that right there puts me out of the housing market. Not to mention, I'm probably blackballed by now because, some of them, they watch my videos and they don't like what I have to say. Because I'm the one that's wrong, never them. It's me. I'm this, I'm that. You did this, you, but not us. Never us. We're perfect. We're perfect. We live the perfect life in the perfect house. We drive the perfect fucking car. We have the perfect kids. We have the perfect jobs. We've got the perfect bank accounts. I mean, how can you compete with that? You can't. Okay, well, that worked out pretty good. Now Nana just has to figure out what we're going to do to thicken it up just a little bit more and add in the extra calories. Definitely meat once or twice a day, depending on the meat. Yeah. But you see what's happening? The cost of chicken is going up. You can't afford to buy food anymore, especially if all your money goes to rent. Assuming that you can even find a place to rent. Okay? Because don't forget, all the immigrants are taking over all the housing, right? Okay? So just because I want to do something doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to be able to afford it in a year from now, people. So then what? Then what? They're going to accuse me that I can't look after my grandson as they cornered me into a fucking corner? Yeah, okay. Do you see how gang stalking works? One comes from over here. Eventually another one comes from over there. Another one comes up and snips you up from behind. One falls on your fucking head and knocks you down to the ground. Well, another one comes along and kicks you across the street. And then they all stand there and pat each other on the back, telling themselves that they got rid of garbage. What a great day I'm going to have. And I am not feeling sorry for myself, so don't think that. Okay. You like that? Now Nana get you some juice. Huh? Do you want raspberry juice, grape juice, or orange juice? That's what I'm going to do. I bought Tang, right? I buy like boxes full of Tang. One for food prep when the shit really hits the fan and only the wealthy can afford to eat. Or the upper middle class can afford to eat. And two, because it's a good source of vitamin C. 1 cup meets your daily requirement for vitamin C. And 3, the kids really like it, and so do I, right? And now that I've got raspberry, grape, and orange, I'm going to get 3 different bottles. I'm going to put them in front of Amari and see which one he goes for. And I can almost tell you he'll go for the orange one. Because when I come with the red one, like the raspberry, it's like looking right? Same thing with the grape, because he's used to the orange, right? And I just ordered grape and some raspberry, and we didn't like the raspberry too much, but I told Andre, it's different, right? And when I gave it to him, he clearly noticed the color before the taste, eh? He wouldn't take it because of the color. I had to kind of push it in his mouth, the nipple, right? And even then, he wasn't so gung-ho as if it was just regular orange Tang. But Nana, go get you some juice? Is that what you want? Some juice? I think so. Wet your whistle. So I think the next time I do that, I'm going to try potatoes. Mix it with potatoes. So we'll see. Say bye-bye. Say bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Say bye. Bye-bye. Oh, you know what he said the other day? I came into the bedroom. Andre was on the bed with him, keeping an eye on him. I came in and he seen me. He goes, "Hi, Nana." He literally said it. "Hi, Nana." He put 2 words together in a sentence. Yes, I was so proud of him. He knew exactly what he was doing.